Long sitting meditation. Settle into a comfortable sitting position, either on a straight-backed chair or a soft surface on the floor, with your buttocks supported by cushions or a low stool. If you use a chair, it's very helpful to sit away from the back of the chair so that your spine is self-supporting. If you sit on the floor, it's helpful if your knees actually touch the floor. Experiment with the height of the cushions or stool until you feel comfortably and firmly supported. Whatever you sit on, arrange things so that your knees are lower than your hips. Allow your back to adopt an erect, dignified, and comfortable posture. If sitting on a chair, place your feet flat on the floor, with your legs uncrossed. Gently close your eyes. Bring your awareness to the level of physical sensations by focusing your attention on the sensations of touch and pressure in your body where it makes contact with the floor and whatever you're sitting on. Spend a minute or two exploring these sensations. Now bring your awareness to the changing patterns of physical sensations in the lower abdomen as the breath moves in and out of your body. Focus your awareness on the sensations of slight stretching as the abdominal wall rises with each in-breath, and of gentle deflation as it falls with each out-breath. As best as you can, follow with your awareness the changing physical sensations in the lower abdomen all the way through as the breath enters your body on the in-breath, and all the way through as the breath leaves your body on the out-breath, perhaps noticing the slight pauses between one in-breath and the following out-breath, and between one out-breath and the following in-breath. There's no need to try to control the breathing in any way. Simply let the breath breathe itself. As best as you can, also bring this attitude of allowing to the rest of your experience. There's nothing to be fixed, no particular state to be achieved. As best as you can, simply allow your experience to be your experience, without needing it to be other than it is. Sooner or later, your mind will wander away from the focus on the breath in the lower abdomen to thoughts, planning, daydreams, worrying, drifting along, whatever. This is perfectly okay. It's simply what minds do. It's not a mistake or a failure. When you notice that your awareness is no longer on the breath, gently congratulate yourself. You've come back and are once more aware of your experience. You may want to acknowledge briefly where the mind has been. There's thinking. Then gently escort the awareness back to a focus on the changing pattern of physical sensations in the lower abdomen. You may want to acknowledge briefly where the mind has been. Ah, there's thinking. Then gently escort the awareness back to a focus on the changing pattern of physical sensations in the lower abdomen, renewing the intention to pay attention to the ongoing in-breath or out-breath, whichever you find. However often you notice that the mind has wandered, and this will quite likely happen over and over again, as best as you can, congratulate yourself each time on reconnecting with your experience in the moment, gently escorting the attention back to the breath, and simply resume following in awareness the changing pattern of physical sensations that come with each in-breath and out-breath. As best as you can, bring a quality of kindliness to your awareness, perhaps seeing the repeated wanderings of the mind as opportunities to bring patience and gentle curiosity to your experience. Perhaps reminding yourself from time to time that the intention is simply to be aware of your experience in each moment. Perhaps reminding yourself from time to time that the intention is simply to be aware of your experience in each moment, as best as you can, using the breath as an anchor to gently reconnect with the here and now, each time you notice that your mind has wandered and is no longer down in the abdomen, following the breath. When you feel reasonably settled on awareness of the breath, intentionally allow the awareness to expand around the breath, to include as well a sense of physical sensations throughout the whole body, while still aware in the background of the movements of the breath in the lower abdomen. Change your primary focus so that you become aware of a sense of the body as a whole and of the changing patterns of sensation throughout the body. You may find that you get a sense of the movements of the breath throughout the body, as if the whole body were breathing. If you choose, together with this wider sense of the body as a whole and of the breath moving to and from, include awareness of the more local, particular patterns of physical sensations that arise where the body makes contact with the floor, chair, cushion, or stool. The sensations of touch, pressure, or contact of the feet or knees with the floor, the buttocks with whatever supports them, the hands where they rest on the thighs or on each other, as best you can, hold all these sensations, together with the sense of the breath and of the body as a whole, in a wider space of awareness of physical sensations. The mind will wander repeatedly away from the breath and body sensations. This is natural, to be expected, and in no way a mistake or a failure. Whenever you notice that your awareness has drifted away from sensations in the body, you might want to congratulate yourself. You have woken up. Gently note where your mind was and kindly focus your attention back to your breathing and to a sense of your body as a whole. As best you can, keep things simple, gently attending to the actuality of sensations throughout your body from one moment to the next. As you sit, some sensations may be particularly intense, such as pains in the back, knees, or shoulders. And you may find that awareness is repeatedly drawn to these sensations and away from your intended focus on the breath or body as a whole. You may want to use these times to experiment with choosing intentionally either to remain still and bring the focus of awareness into the region of intensity, or to shift posture. If you choose to remain still, then as best as you can, explore with gentle and wise attention the detailed pattern of sensations here. What precisely do the sensations feel like? Where exactly are they? Do they vary over time or from one part of the region of intensity to another? Not so much thinking about them as just feeling them. You may want to use the breath as a vehicle to carry awareness into such regions of intensity, breathing into them. Breathe out from those sensations, softening and opening with the out-breath. Alternatively, you may choose to intentionally to shift posture. And having done so, then revert to your original posture. Whenever you find yourself carried away from awareness in the moment by the intensity of physical sensations, or in any other way, remind yourself that you can always reconnect with the here and now by refocusing awareness on the movements of the breath or on a sense of the body as a whole. Once you've gathered yourself in this way, allow the awareness to expand once more, so it includes a sense of sensations throughout the body. Allow the focus of your awareness to shift from sensations in the body to hearing. Bring your attention to the ears, and then allow the awareness to open and expand, so that there is receptiveness to sounds as they arise, wherever they arise. There is no need to go searching for sounds or listening for particular sounds. Instead, as best as you can, simply open your awareness so that it's receptive to sounds from all directions as they arise. Sounds that are close, sounds that are far away, sounds that are in front, behind, to the side, above or below. Open to a whole space of sound around you. Be aware of obvious sounds and or more subtle sounds. Aware of the space between sounds. Aware of silence. As best as you can, be aware of sounds simply as sensations. When you find that you are thinking about the sounds, reconnect as best as you can with direct awareness of their sensory qualities, patterns of pitch, timbre, loudness, and duration, rather than their meanings or implications. Whenever you notice that your awareness is no longer focused on sounds in the moment, gently acknowledge where the mind had moved to, and then retune the awareness back to sounds as they arise and pass from one moment to the next. When you are ready, let go of awareness of sounds and refocus your attention so that your objects of awareness are now thoughts as events in the mind. Just as with sounds, you focused awareness on whatever sounds arose, noticing them arise, develop, and pass away. So now, as best you can, bring awareness to thoughts that arise in the mind in just the same way. Noticing when thoughts arise, focusing awareness on them as they pass through the space of the mind and eventually disappear. There's no need to try to make thoughts come or go. Just let them arise naturally, in the same way that you relate to sounds arising and passing away. Some people find it helpful to bring awareness to thoughts in the same way that they might if the thoughts were projected on the screen at the cinema. You sit, watching the screen, waiting for a thought or image to arise. When it does, you pay attention to it so long as it's there on the screen, and then you let it go as it passes away. Alternatively, you might find it helpful to see thoughts as clouds moving across a vast, spacious sky, or as leaves moving on a stream carried by the current. If any thoughts bring with them intense feelings or emotions, pleasant or unpleasant, as best as you can, note their emotional charge and intensity and let them be as they already are. If at any time you feel that your mind has become unfocused and scattered, or if it keeps getting repeatedly drawn into the drama of your thinking and imaginings, you may like to notice where this is affecting your body. Often, when we don't like what's happening, we feel a sense of contraction or tightness in the face, shoulders, or torso, and a sense of wanting to push away our thoughts and feelings. See if you notice any of this going on for you when some intense feelings arise. Then once you've noticed this, see if it's possible to come back to the breath and a sense of the body as a whole, sitting and breathing, and use this focus to anchor and stabilize your awareness. At a certain point, you might like to explore the possibility of letting go of any particular object of attention, like the breath, or class of objects of attention like sounds or thoughts, and let the field of awareness be open to whatever arises in the landscape of the mind and the body and the world. See if it's possible to simply rest in awareness itself, effortlessly knowing whatever arises from moment to moment. That might include the breath, sensations from the body, sounds, thoughts, or feelings. As best as you can, just sit completely, not holding on to anything, not looking for anything, having no agenda whatsoever other than embodied wakefulness. And when you are ready, bring the sitting to a close, perhaps returning for a few minutes to the simple practice of mindful awareness of the breath.